We are in grade 10 and we are doing mathematics. Our topic is measurements. In this presentation, we will be looking at basically what we refer to as solids. And in solids, we'll be looking at the surface area. Surface area. Okay. Now, when we talk of solids, we are sometimes talking about prisms. The terminology that is used is prisms. Now, when we talk of prisms, remember that when we were in grade 9, we looked at them as shapes. We did talk about dimensions, whereby measurements actually comes from. Now, when we talk of the surface area, we are talking about the sum of areas of all sides. Yeah, simply. When you talk of surface area, we are talking of the sum of areas of all sides or surfaces. Okay. Let's take for instance. Let's take for instance. Let's say we have uh, a triangular prism. A triangular prism. A triangular prism would actually look like this. It would look like this. It would look like this. All right. Now, if you are asked to find the surface area of this prism, you would actually need to think of the net, because the net of this prism is going to clearly show you the surfaces you are dealing with. So after having identified the surfaces, you can find the areas of those surfaces and add them together. So when we look at the net of this prism, you will have something like this. You are going to have something like this. It's going to be all right, and then we are going to have this part. This part here is actually the triangles. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 surfaces. So that means we are going to find the area of surface 1, surface 2, surface 3, surface 4, and surface 5. And for us to find the surface area, or sometimes the total surface area, we are going to add those areas to find their sum. Okay? Let's say we had 8 here, 8 centimeters here, and then we had, say, 20 centimeters here. And then let's say we had 5 and 6 centimeters here. So what would happen is that this side, this one would be say it would be this 6. That means this would be 5, and this one would be 5 also. This would be 6 as well, 6 here, 6 here. But here it's 8, 8 there, right? I'm looking at this diagram and I'm fitting in the numbers here. So that means this would still be 8 also. 8 also, because this side corresponds to this one. Then from there, we would have our 20 here, 20 here, 20 here, 20 there. Okay, so if you were to find the area of this rectangle, that would be length by breadth, which means you are going to have 6 times 20, or 20 times 6, which is what, 120. Okay, centimeter squared. Here you would have 20 times 5, which is 100 centimeters squared. Okay, here you would have 20 times 8 centimeters, which is 160 centimeters squared. Now this one, it's a triangle, a right angle triangle, so area would be half base by height. Half, the base and the height should be perpendicular, so we are going to use 5 and 6. Half times 6 times 5, that would give us 15 centimeters squared, because this into this goes 3 times. 3 times 5 is 15. So even here we have half base by height, which is half of 6 by 5. So we're still going to have 15 centimeters squared. Now the total surface area would be equal to, now would be equal to 120 plus, it would be equal to 120 centimeters squared plus 100 centimeters squared, which is 220 centimeters squared, plus 160 centimeters squared, which gives us 380 centimeters squared, then plus 15 centimeters squared. What do we have? 395 centimeters squared. We are left with this other 15 here, plus 15 centimeters squared. So we have this. So this would be our total surface area for this shape here. All right. So to recap, we are saying if we have a prism or a solid, in this case we are having a triangular prism, then you are asked to find the total surface area, or just the surface area. You need to think of it as the sum of the areas of all the sides of that solid. That means if you could draw the net, then things would begin to follow through. All right. Now let's have another example whereby we are going to be looking at a cylinder. A cylinder is also a prism, so we could say we have a cylinder. Let's say we have 14 centimeters here, and let's say we have 50 centimeters here. Okay. Yeah. Now you are asked to find the total surface area of this cylinder. you are asked to find the total surface area of this cylinder. Now, uh, the total surface area here would imply the area of all the surfaces. So the cylinder is closed. So if it's closed, that means we have this upper circle and the lower circle as the surfaces. And we also have this curved surface, the curved surface here. Now, like I said, what I would advise you to do here is to draw the net of this solid. So if we draw the net, it would appear like this. This is actually a rectangular part. All right. Now, that says for the first upper circle, it would be here. This would be our upper circle. And then this would be our lower circle. All right. So we remember that we have 50 here. And the radius of the circle is 14 centimeters. All right. Now, you are aware that this part here, this one is the circumference. This part here is this part, this circumference. Okay, so that means here we have the circumference. So we could say circumference equals to pi diameter. So pi diameter, our diameter would be 28, right? So that is to say it's going to be 3.142 multiplied by 28 centimeters. So it's going to give us the length there, which is the circumference. So we have 3.142 multiplied by 28. What do you get? We get 89. To the nearest whole number, it's 89 centimeters, right? So now that you have the circumference and this height here, you can find the area of this rectangular surface. So what we do is to find the area here. Area would be equals to this side by this side. That means it's 89 centimeters by 50 centimeters. Okay? So that means the units will be centimeters squared. Then 89 times 50 will give you how much? What do you get? 4450. 4450. So this is the area, the curved area. Now, we need to find the area of this circle. Area of a circle is equal to pi radius squared. So that means we are going to have 3.142 multiplied by radius, which is 14. But this 14 is squared. So we are going to have to find the 14 squared, which is 14 times 14. It gives us 196. So we have 3.142 times 196. So this is equal to well, how much? This is equal to 615.832. This would be centimeters squared. Now, that means even the area here, because these two circles are equals, the area will be 615.832 centimeters squared. Okay. Now, the total surface area will be the sum of the areas of the surfaces. There are 1, 2, 3 surfaces here. So we are having 1, 2, 3 surfaces here. So the total surface area is going to be the total surface area is going to be the sum of those areas. Is going to be equal to 615.832 centimeter squared plus this one 4,450 centimeter squared. Okay, so what are we going to have? We are going to have 5,065.832 centimeters squared. Then we are going to add this one. Okay, so we ultimately have uh, to add this one. We have 5,681.664 centimeters squared. So this would be the total surface area of this solid, which is a cylinder, a closed cylinder. All right. Now to recap, again, if you are asked to find the total surface area of a solid or a prism, you need to know that you just have to identify the surfaces, like here. By drawing the net of this prism, you will easily be able to see what you are going to deal with. I mean the surfaces that you are going to deal with. So after identifying the surfaces, you find the area of each surface. So when you calculate the total surface area, you are going to add those areas. You are going to find the sum of the areas of the surfaces involved. All right. At this juncture, I would declare the presentation closed until we meet again in our next presentation.